Welcome to NBAF Reimagined, where every week we bring you some of the most compelling movers and shakers within Atlanta's art scene. Thank you for tuning in to NBAF Reimagined.
My name is Lem Collins, and my relationship to the Atlanta art scene is I just started back painting. I grew up painting, you know what I'm saying, drawing, painting. Kind of got away from it as a child because I didn't really know anybody that was an artist. I didn't know any artist. I didn't know how to make moves as an artist. So of course, like all kids growing up in the hood, I played sports. You know, went to school, played sports, did all that stuff. Moved to Atlanta specifically for acting. And I was acting, you know what I'm saying, and it was good, and it's still good. But I felt like it was something missing, you know what I mean? And one day my daughters wanted to do some painting. They wanted to, you know, like, Daddy, let's paint. So I was like, all right, we'll set up a little place in the basement. This was about 4 years ago. Set up a little spot in the basement and we could start painting. So as we start painting, and I'm like, I start feeling it again. I'm like, okay, yeah, this feels right, you know. And I just kept doing it, kept accumulating pieces, and start posting them on social media. And then people was like, yo, that's dope. Can I buy that? And I'm like, oh. As a kid, I never heard that, can I buy that? You know what I'm saying? But now as an adult, and I'm starting to post my stuff, and it's like, okay, so I can make money doing this. And it ain't all about the money, but, you know, we got to take care of our families, take care of our kids, or whatever. I'm like, if I could take care of my kids doing this, it's kind of what I want to do. So I start meeting people in Atlanta, other artists, getting out there, you know, networking, shaking hands. I did the thing that all artists do: go to galleries and, hey, you know, can you look at my work? I want to be in the gallery too. You know what I mean? So and of course, now we don't do it that way. You submit your work. You gotta email us, and you know. So I emailed, and you know, I never got called back anything. You know, not right off the back or whatever, because I just started and I was kind of rusty, but. Over the last, I say, 2 years, the first 2 years I had started back, it was just me just putting in a lot of work. But then over the last 2 years, man, people been hitting me up. People been wanting to network. People been wanting to link up with me, do some collaborations. So I'm real good in the Atlanta art scene now because I've met Okeeba. I've met the Coro. I've met a whole bunch of different other artists in Atlanta that's kind of taking me under their wing and kind of embrace me. So I mean, I'm loving it here, and I'm loving what I'm doing. So I think the Atlanta art scene has a lot to offer. You know, and I think it's kind of like one of those hidden gems, because everybody think about Miami with Art Basel, everybody think about New York and the big art district up in New York, LA, and it's like Atlanta is this small little diamond in the rough that's people not really paying attention to. I think they're starting to pay attention to it now, but I'm glad to be a part of it while it's, you know, it's generating some momentum. You know, I'm just excited to see where it's going. Growing up in South Carolina, it wasn't a whole lot of outlets, you know what I'm saying, for artists. So but one thing I will say, I knew it was something, I guess, special about me, because my teachers will always come to me. Art teachers always say, you're so good. You know, I would always, if they say, you know, color inside the lines, I would color outside the lines, but I would add to it and just make it even more creative. I would be home drawn. I would create all the time. And I remember one time the teachers sent the letter home. They called my mom. They was like, hey, you need to get him into like the arts, you know, something like. So they set it up so I could get an audition at the School of the Arts in Greenville, South Carolina. I can't remember the name of the school, but it was like a charter school for artists or whatever. I went to the school, I auditioned, I had to draw something, and they loved it. But of course they had tuition to pay. So my mom like, I want to get you in this school, but we can't afford it. So my mama did everything she could to find sponsors. She tried to get people to, you know, help her pay for me to go to the school because she knew it would be great for me. And coming out the hood, you know, little black kid going to an art school, getting tuition paid for, That's unheard of, you know. Like I'm at the time I'm getting free lunch. You know what I'm saying? Cause my mama couldn't afford for me to get lunch. I'm getting free lunch. Like, no, she can't pay no thousands and thousands of dollars for me to go to school. Not when it's a free one up the street that she gotta take me to. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so I wasn't able to get into the school. My mama couldn't find sponsors. My mama couldn't do anything. So I feel like, you know, as an adult now, excelling in the arts, I feel like, I don't know, I feel real good that, you know, even though I wasn't able to get into it then, you know, it's a reason for everything, you know, like all the trials and tribulations that led me to this point. I hold that in my mind and say, you know what, even though I couldn't get into the school then, I found my way back to what I love to do, and God is creating a way for me to make a living off of it. So I think back to those moments, man, and my mama, you know, like she couldn't get me in that school. I know she wanted me to, but she's super proud of me now. So yeah. Two of the biggest lessons I learned is to be consistent. One thing I know is to be consistent. I've had some times where I would work, and then kind of burn myself out because I work nonstop, and then I take a while off and then come back, and then I gotta kind of like not start over again, but you know, it's just like picking up that same, just trying to jump right back into that same way you was or whatever. But so one of the main lessons I learned was to just stay consistent, be consistent, you know, do a little bit every day if I can. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you do, the better you are, the better you get. The more ideas that comes to you, you know, once you get all those old ideas out your head and more coming in, I just think that's just, you know, give you a better visual, you know what I'm saying, as far as like what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go with your career. So that's like one of the biggest things, is just like stay consistent. The narrative behind my work. The main thing I want to do with my work is inspire people. Everything I do has a message behind it. It has a story. Like this piece behind me is called Pay Bills and Die. And it's basically just kind of inspire people to do more than just pay bills and die. You know, we have so many talents. You know, we have so many things that we want to do in life, but we get stuck into that rat race or that traditional mindset of go to work and come home. And, you know, that's just, you know, you can do more than that. You know, you can do more than just go to work, come home and pay bills and just die. Like a lot of people die with their hopes and their dreams. You know, they go to work, as you can see, like I got a bank teller or a cashier. Like, yeah, you more than that. You know, you could do more than that. Like, what else was you born here to do? And how will you be remembered? You know, like, so, you know, my whole thing with all of my art, it may not be on like saying this exact message. They all got different messages. I have some pieces that deals with depression and mental health, and I have pieces that represent love and try to inspire people to continue to love people. I like to do a lot of pieces on social awareness, like things that's going on, like police brutality, sex trafficking, human trafficking. I like to be conscious with my work. I don't want to just, you know, just paint the picture of, I could do a portrait of somebody, and, you know, somebody might look at it for 10 seconds and say, hey, Lem, you're really good, you can paint, you know, that looks just like me. But, you know, I would much rather paint something to have you stare at it for a little while and interpret it and say, wow, that touched me. You know, I had an art show. I did my own solo art show in February, and I had people come up to me afterwards. Like, some people had tears in their eyes off a piece I did, and then some people came to me and was like, bruh, like, this made me want to turn up. This made me want to do something with my life. Like, I'm like, that's what I did it for. That's what I did it for. So, you know, the main thing with my pieces, man, I just want to inspire people. I want to touch people. And I feel like God gave me this gift to touch people. I feel like I'm doing my job. You know, I'm doing what he put me here to do. When people look at my work and they understand the message, and, you know, they get something from it. That process took me a while. It took me about a good probably a good year and a half, 2 years to actually get it going. I had the idea to do my show. First, before I did my own show, I was going to galleries and meeting these gallery owners and saying, hey man, I want to be in your gallery. I got some good work, you know. But of course, you know, that ain't how you go about getting it done. So I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna do it myself. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gotta create the work. So I spent a lot of hours creating the work. My favorite number is 55. So I told myself I want 55 pieces at my show, at my first show. And I had over 100, you know what I mean? But I only put 55 in the show. I created all the pieces that I wanted for the show. I found a venue. We had a venue in Atlanta. You know, it was a space that they rent out for, you know, galleries and stuff like that. Shouts out to William. I found a venue, paid for the venue, got my pieces down there to the venue, hung all the pieces. Had my family come in town. They helped me put food out. We had wine. We had music, you know, like you like music or whatever, you know, kind of. It was a nice vibe, nice atmosphere. Everybody, I probably had 300 people come out to see my work. You know what I mean? And I got it all on tape and everything, man. It was a beautiful night, beautiful event. One night only. Everybody came out to see my work. I wasn't selling anything. People was like, man, why you doing this if you ain't selling nothing? I was like, it's really just about me getting my work out there. I want people to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I could have sold some stuff, but I ain't had no prices set because I didn't want to oversell for one, and I didn't want to undersell either. I wanted to take my time and get my website and get everything done, you know, correctly. But my main reason for doing my one night only show was just to get my work out there, because people would always ask, hey, how can I see your work? And I never would post like all my stuff on social media, because I just feel like it looks better in person. Like you can see it on you know, I could post a picture, but you know, it don't do it any justice. I'm like, look, y'all come to my show if you want to see it. So I did that, man. The process was long. I don't want to say it was hard. It's just time consuming, but it was well worth it. Well, I think it's just how I'm built. You know, I feel like I'm the type of person. I'm a mover, you know what I'm saying? I don't sit still. You know, I have this piece that I show a lot. It's a little car, it's a little red car, and it represents drive. You have some people with drive, you have people without drive. Even the people without drive have a million ideas, a ton of talent. They just don't have the drive. So I know I'm one of those people. Like for instance, right here, these cars represent us, the people with drive. They are people with drive, and there ain't that many people with drive. Like, you have a lot of talented people, but you probably have more talented people sitting at home, going to work, paying bills, and die. It's way more talented people that's undiscovered. So I wanted to be, I discovered myself, and I am a person with drive, and you know, I feel like you could train that. You know what I'm saying, people can force themselves to get up and get out and do something, but a person like me, I feel like I was born with it. And you know, my mama said it one time, she was like, baby, you born for this. And when my mama said I was born for this, I knew I was born for this. You know what I mean? So ain't nobody could tell me nothing. And, I want people to see me. Like, I have this character that I paint called Think Outside the Box Man, and I try to continue to just do what I love to do. You know, I try not to limit myself. I think outside the box, and I don't want to be put in a box. So when it comes to what's next, I want to, as far as in the art world, I've never been in a gallery. So I do want to experience being in a gallery, you know, a few times, you know. But my main thing is I want to open up my own studio. I want to have a space where people could come see my work, and I don't want to have to depend on a gallery bringing in, you know, people to see my work and, you know, doing what they do. I want to do my own thing. I want control of my own future. As far as me in the acting world, you know, I'm trying to book big roles or whatever. But as far as in this, what's next in this art world, I feel like getting my studio. Getting my studio is the next thing for me to do, and I plan on doing that.
So why Atlanta?